My name is SUSSMANN, and this shouldn't work. Nobody can say today that they're not struggling with something. A lot of people can relate to the economy or their general finances. And it's a terrible thing because that determines how much or if at all you're able to feed your family, feed your children. So it's very detrimental to everybody. And obviously we could talk about how that affects your mental health going off of that. It doesn't feel too good to, work and feel like there's no end to it, and to, of course, not be able to live up to, I guess, this high standard that we all want to have for ourselves and our families. It's a little bit heartbreaking to not be able to support your family the way that you want to just because your limited resources. It's not as simple as just get a better job, just move to this place. You really can't. You have to be able to afford it first. So there's a lot of different ways that affects how you see life and how you perceive your day-to-day struggles. So homelessness is a important topic to me because of a number of reasons, but being in the world that we're in today, things are literally the most expensive they've ever been, ever. And we, as a collective, are realistically one or maybe two paychecks tops away from being one of them, So I think a lot of people look down on the homeless because of whatever, stereotypes have been made about them. But you got to try and stay humble. You got to realize where they're coming from, where they've been. They could potentially be someone that had a bad day, that had a bad month, and unfortunately, that's just where they ended up. I started off my adult life homeless. So I was only 18 years old. It was brutal to be out there not knowing where to go, what you're doing, what's next. Is this my destiny? But homelessness is always is very important to me for that reason. But also, a lot of people like to judge, and you really can't. Some people chose to be homeless, some people still choose to be homeless, but a lot of people unfortunately haven't. Try to get back where I can. I am running a nonprofit myself currently that helps sort of remedy homelessness here in Reno, Nevada. And I'm very proud of this nonprofit. And I've been grateful to see the response of some of my friends that have given to this nonprofit, given their time and their resources to help make someone's life better that they don't even know. Yeah, some things I experienced, and thankfully I wasn't out there very long. A lot of it was moving from house to house, couch to couch, things like that. But it's tough. Being at that time when I was 18, the economy was absolutely horrible. So absolutely nobody's going to hire an 18-year-old with no experience. So it was challenging, even if you want to get on your feet and you want to do things right, you're really set to fail. And I think a lot of people are in this situation. Most people can't say that if someone came into your business looking for a job and you could see that they tried to look, dress the attire and look the part, most people are going to say, wow, this person, they're just not ready, they're obviously homeless. But why would we judge them when they're trying to better themselves? They're trying to make a living just like any of us. So the hardest part about it for me was, I guess, people, they judge you. They don't know you, they don't ask questions, they assume. For me, it was a tremendous setback. At that age, most people are in university or, join the military or, just planning their whole life out. So to start my adult life already a few rungs down the ladder, it was devastating. It was emotionally devastating to feel like you had to climb your way up, and of course you needed the help of others. Someone like me has a lot of pride in themselves, so asking for help is very difficult. So asking for someone to believe in you on top of that is even more challenging. So mentally, it makes you feel like, why bother, and what's the point, and what if I don't make it, and what if I wake up tomorrow and the people that are helping me give up on me. There's just so many possibilities. There's that level of anxiety to it. These days, to get out of that headspace for anxiety and depression, I definitely immerse myself in music. I consume music, and it doesn't matter if I'm listening to it or creating it. It's got to be around wherever I am. So consuming music helps me. There's always a song for any situation that you want to relate to that helps ease the pain, that helps tell your own feelings back to you. And I think that is exactly what we need in that moment. And I don't want to hear anything about how money doesn't buy you happiness. It does. Money puts food on your table. Money allows you to afford medicine that you and your family needs. Money allows you to travel the world and experience new things and create memories. Without that, you're really stuck. And of course, when you're stuck, it sort of feels like prison. And if you feel like you're in prison, you may not feel like you want to live at all. And it just keeps going on and on and on. So general struggles today are important. We are all experiencing them in one way or another. So you got to keep in mind of that when you're talking to other people you don't know. I can guarantee you, out of all of your friends, some of them are experiencing one of these things. And I know we all have a sense of pride, so we're not going to just make a Facebook status saying, hey, I'm going through this, and this. Some people are, but they're not going to want to be that open with it, which makes sense. It's not exactly something most people would want to shout from the rooftops. It's embarrassing to say, hey, I'm broke, I need help, I need literally just $20 for gas so I can get to work for the week. And that $20 can make such a huge difference in not only that person's life, but their family's life. God damn it, cut! This room temperature liquid death, it's quite good. Yeah, I think we all cope in many different ways. Unfortunately, a lot of them are unhealthy ways, but yeah, we cope with the day and the struggles in a lot of different ways. Some people are smokers, and some people like to drink, or a bunch of other things, but more positive things could be, maybe you just like to cook, or you like to go to a concert. You like to just put on a good pair of headphones and put on your favorite songs. I find that to be extremely calming after a long day. If you're going through a lot of different things, it's pretty remarkable how much listening to like one of your favorite records will take you back and take you out of all of that drama, even just for a little while. Of course, going to a live show, you just forget all about all of your problems for just a few hours, and get to hang out with friends and potentially make new ones. I think the music scene shapes us. Specifically, talking about metal, as obviously I'm a big fan of metal. I think the music scene shapes us because it gives us a sense of community, place to go pretty much when we need a place to go to get away from everything. So whether you're an artist yourself or you're just going there to support and see other artists, it's a big deal to be able to combine those groups of people together and just have that shared experience. It's really important to just be able to support each other. That's what I like about music, that's what I like about metal, that's what I like about that metal community, is that it brings everybody together, whether you've got a bunch of bullshit going on at work or with your family, or maybe some other things, health problems, whatever it is, you can just kind of forget everything else for a few hours. So it's important to support your friends, support your family, support your local musicians, because we're all going through something, we're all trying to get away from it. And music is easily the biggest, in my opinion, most positive way to do so. I'd say my favorite thing about metal is, even though all of it sounds aggressive, it displays a wide range of emotions, lyrically and of course vocally, and depending on which subgenre of metal, instrumentally as well. But I like that specifically with metalcore music, in most songs you're getting a little bit of both. So you're just feeling and experiencing a wide range of different things at the same time. And I like that you can just put a song on and kind of experience that level of emotion in that world and that sort of pain. So I like being able to connect to it, and that's one of my favorite things for sure about it. So I actually got into metal music by hearing a couple bands a long time ago. This was back when MTV was still playing bands on MTV. So I remember hearing a Bullet for My Valentine song on repeat because my cousin was listening to it over and over and over and over again. So literally had no choice. It was just, brainwashed into me. I had no choice to like it. But no, I loved it. It got me to check out their other songs. Of course, I grew up listening to all the classics like Metallica. I started off with Linkin Park. That's what got me into listening to heavier music now. And that was definitely a big inspiration for me. Even to this day, those bands are still very much bands that I listen to, and they've shaped the way that I make music and the way that I play my own music. So absolutely. Antipex, as most people know, is a very special project that's near and dear to my heart. It's something that I have been working on for years now, but Antipex is everything that I am as a musician. It's everything I've learned over the last 10 years. It's everything that I've experienced. It's everything that I want to say. Antipex has been an absolute lifesaver for me. So I'm very grateful to have been able to create even just, one song, let alone the set that I do have. And so I'm very grateful to be able to experience that. Playing someone else's music and creating your own and playing your own, they're both incredible feelings, but nothing really tops creating your own music and playing your own music live and recording your own music. It's really a next level experience. It's why I always encourage anybody interested. A lot of people will say, oh, I don't know, I'm not very good at this, I don't think I can, I can't play an instrument, or I took whatever, tuba lessons in middle school. It's like, well, you started somewhere. There's an instrument out there for everybody, there really is. So you gotta stay inspired, you gotta keep it going. Because I thought the same thing. I actually bought the guitar that I wanted all the time for many years, and I have it sitting right over here.
Yeah, let's just crack one open.
Alright, sounds good.
Crack one open for the boys.
Crack it open.
And what we mean as boys, we mean guitars. That real shit, you know?
Absolutely. Alright. Let's knock the cobwebs off this. Yeah.
So why this one?
This one's special. This is the live guitar. I'm sure you've seen at least a couple times. She's a beauty. This one here. This one's I call Silver Winter. I think that's a pretty appropriate name. But yeah, it's just a gorgeous guitar. Silver is my favorite color. It's my favorite finish, so I felt like having that in my live guitar made sense. So yeah, this thing is absolutely smooth to play and gorgeous to look at, and love how it reflects off of everything and different stage lights and all that too. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of this one here. But yeah, she's gorgeous. I love this one. It sounds absolutely amazing too. Like many people, so scared to learn how to pick up that instrument and play it. Because as you know, with music, it's so complex and there's so much to it. And then unfortunately, my life circumstances at that time, I had no choice. It was just me and that guitar in that room. And so I just started one step at a time, learning, okay, how to retap, how to do tapping and power chords and all that stuff. So first show experience went very, very well. We played, of course, at Alturas Bar. Couldn't have picked a better place to start that sort of experience. So yeah, everything was great. I know everyone was nervous, but it went very, very smoothly. I know I expected to be a lot more nervous than I was, but surprisingly everyone was just so inviting and supportive that I really wasn't nervous when I was up there. It was like I've been doing it thousands of times. So it really was such a refreshing thing to be up there, and I know a lot of people at that time didn't know, because I don't think I mentioned it, that was my first live show playing, at least as a metal band playing a live show. So yeah, it was incredible. Being in a band, honestly, it gave me a ton of anxiety. I already had terrible anxiety before that, but being in a band gave me terrible anxiety, just because there's a million things that can go wrong with being in a band. Anybody can lose interest, whether it's your band members or your fans. A lot of unfortunate things can happen, and it's a bit daunting going up to a day of a show with that on your mind, because you're just concerned, you're worried that one of those things could just pop out at you at any time, and that could ruin your set or potentially the future of your band. So it gave me a lot of anxiety knowing that someone could potentially be unhappy with how I'm running things or how I'm making music, or whatever else it may be. Overall, it definitely gave me joy. Of course, that's why I did it. I loved seeing the joy on people's faces when you're playing your favorite parts and their favorite parts of your songs. It's nothing better than being able to pull people together in a room and create that energy from something that you created. So that part is always the most rewarding. Being in a band in the local scene is, as any musician knows, very challenging. You have to coordinate a lot of relationships with a lot of different people. Of course, you're not always going to agree, like any relationship. You're not always going to agree about what you want to create or who you want to create it with, and that's fine. The best thing that you want to do is just try to be as respectful as you can. That's where it starts. You know, if you don't agree with something, that's fine. Communication at the end of the day is key. That's the biggest tip I can give anybody, is communication is key. If you have any doubts or concerns about where things may be going, just let them know, let your bandmates know, hey, this is how I'm feeling, this is what I think, what do you think? And that goes a long way. Don't wait until after you've recorded something, and don't wait until after a show, and don't wait, just take some time, bring it up professionally, take care of it. It doesn't take much to support your local scene. That's the best thing about it. Almost everybody is on some form of social media. Almost everybody knows somebody that is in a band or trying to start a band. It doesn't cost you anything to share their page, like their comments on their page, share their music, listen to their music, of course. Obviously supporting them and going to their shows goes a long way too, which does cost money. Not everyone's in a place to do that, but if you're not in a place to be able to financially support your family or your friend's band, that's okay. Share their pages, share their posts, tell somebody else about it, hype them up about it. All of that is free. So I think a lot of people overlook that when you create music, it's forever. What you put out, it's not going to be erased, it's not going to go away. Long after you're gone, that music will be able to be picked up and listened to by generations after you, and that music may or may not inspire somebody to create their own. And I think that's like one of the most powerful things that you can do. And in a way, when you think about it, you're almost immortal in a way. Your voice will be able to be listened to for years after you're gone. Your instruments that you're playing will be able to be listened to for years after you're gone. And to me, that's eternity. That's basically eternal life. Really beautiful as the first day. Okay. Yeah. So this is my first guitar. I still obviously use it to this day, but this is my first pro model guitar, first guitar ever, first guitar I've even played a live show with. This is the first guitar I've recorded my first songs with. It's the first guitar I've recorded my first album with, so it's got a lot of sentimental value. This is the guitar I purchased when I wanted to learn guitar and I was too afraid to learn. So I literally had it sitting in a case for 2 or 3 years because I was too scared to play it. But one day I finally mustered up the courage to give it a try, and here we are today. Playing my favorite songs that inspired me and of course creating them. So this is a very, very special guitar. Absolutely, out of all the ones that I have, this is the most special.
If you or a loved one are experiencing some mental hardship, please reach out and talk to somebody today. If it's me, reach on out, we'll get you through this. Now, while you wait for the episode, please follow us and our affiliates below. Let us know how we can rock your face or provide you some quality printing in the meantime. Have a wonderful day, guys.